New verse, old thoughts coming in, man, it attract me like mouse. Then again, I know better. First line, caution, and pen E-race, goddamn, I lost it again. Next try, we could talk about the plight. Get some advice, provide, driving the price. I'm finna right, take time out, dim a light. New pen the grass on pen and pad, yeah, it's lights out. This time, sip crown for a man. 2 sips, 3 sips, him drowning again. 2 tips, react from the sound of the wind, wilding again. Still no words that I wrote down. New beats won't change the results. Thinking if I did, throw pain on the wall. Don't make a mess, success stressing me, dog. I can't escape it, that's why right now, hey, I really need to calm it down, hey.
What's up, it's your boy the NOC, aka DJ Maserati Knock. I'm here with my mans right here.
What's happening?
Monty C. Benjamin. What's happening with you, bro?
Chilling, man. Chilling, fine, sipping wine. How you?
Nah, I'm coolin', bro, man. I appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to politic with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I know you're busy. You got your upcoming project, Confidence, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
you got tours in and out of town and everything. Like, be on the bus, be on the plane, you know what I'm saying? But making moves, connecting, that's a good look, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. It's been nonstop. It's been a nonstop process. It's been just pressure, but it's good pressure.
Yeah.
You know, and pressure make diamonds, so that's what we trying to make. You feel me?
Definitely, man. You shining right now, man, especially in terms of like you as an artist, you know what I'm saying, your music, your delivery, your concepts. Really, it's something that you do naturally, I feel. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like it's really an outlet for you. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So let me ask you this, man. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? From Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? West side of town. Tell me about your beginnings, man.
So I'm from the west side of Cincinnati. I've probably lived on every side of Cincinnati on the west side except for the Fay and English Woods, which was probably the roughest parts. You know what I'm saying? I had to stay away from there. But yeah, man, I grew up a single parent household. You know, my mom listened to one section in genre and era of music, and then my other side of my family, they listened to a different era and genre of music. So combining both gave me a really wide palette early. I feel like it gave me like a musical advantage on top of like my entire family making music. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin Luck, he makes music. My little cousin Spig, he makes music. Big Dom, like everybody make music.
Right.
And I feel like all of that is just an amalgamation of like how I even got started to begin with.
Yeah, I mean that's a good blend to start off with too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, at that time, the kind of music that was pumping out was a real uniform kind of sound. You know, everybody was kind of, you know, we was really just reporting what we was seeing. You feel me? If Harrison Ave had, you know, drug trafficking and making some quick money and coming up quick, going down quick, that's kind of what was reported. People were seeing dope sales, so they rapped about dope sales. And now, you know, people are not only rapping about what they seeing, but they rapping about how they feel about it, how they affected by it, the trauma that's raised by it. Mental health is a huge topic. So it's like all of these things come into play when people are creating, versus at that time, you know, it was just, are we selling drugs and making money from it? And
a little one-dimensional.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But those dimensions made these new dimensions.
Right. Your upbringing's coming up on the west side of town and being able to see that, like, how much of that did you put into your music, you know what I'm saying, starting off?
Starting off, I like to say that it was a lot put into it, but the thing is, it's a lack of identity. And it's a lot of I'll give you a great example. Like, until you in a ring, you can watch 1,000 boxing matches, but until you like actually fighting, it's just two different experiences. So with me, I've seen a bunch of drug deals. I've seen a bunch. That sounds like an informant, but I've seen enough.
Yeah.
I've seen enough crime. I've seen enough things happen within the streets where I should be able to just write about the references and things that I saw, but it takes for you to be there. It took for me to attempt it and fail miserably to be like, okay, yeah, so this isn't my life, but I use as much of it as I can. Like on In Confidence, there's a song called West Side Sermon, and it clearly references kind of the indoctrination of being from the West Side.
Okay.
And people kind of like preaching to you this gospel of like, this is the way you live, this is what you do, this is how you wake up, this is how you go get it. Like, you know, the funny thing is, even when you was coming up, it's like, oh, get this money, go get money, but they never really tell you what to do with the money. Let's just say you run into $200,000. They don't tell you like, all right, now you need to invest something, you need to go get some real estate, you need to go. You don't do none of that. It just be like, get the money, and then once you got the money, that's why you spend it on dumb stuff, because you have no idea what to do with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So
like a puzzle with that missing piece at times.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
What's crazy is like my pops, he used to box back in the day, like with Aaron Pryor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he taught me how to box, and one of his things when he was teaching me how to box was like, yo, until you could take a punch, you can't fight.
Yeah. Yeah,
you know
that's an old school thing.
right.
That's
like
an old
school, you know what I'm saying? But with that, like, I feel like from the beginning of your story, you got a great position, you know what I'm saying, to learn. So, like, with your family and your cousins being in a position to pave that way, like, what do you feel like you learned from them?
You know, they taught consistency. That's the common thread through the entire legacy of our family is just consistency. When you put things out, keep content moving, keep people in conversation. Like, you know, like Luck is the marketing genius of Cincinnati. Like, I feel like if anybody has kept conversation going as long, nobody's kept conversation going as long as him here, period. I don't. And it's because he's consistent. Yeah. It's because regardless if he's the hero or the villain in this conversation, it's a conversation. And with me, I just take notes of that and I implement that in what I do. Now, granted, I don't play the villain here, but at the same time, I know like you got to keep people talking. You have to challenge the norm here. Yeah. And he always challenges the norm regardless of how people react to it.
When I saw you freestyle Fridays, and one of the first things I noticed was like, one, your energy, your delivery, you know what I'm saying, your puns. I was like, yo, this cat is hot.
101.1 The Wiz, DJ Jado, College Beats. We here. I felt like it was only right that we set the bar for the first Freestyle Friday and make it real monumental. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Monty C. Benjamin.
I say, look, freestyle off the chopper. Go and check your doctor. This is surgical, my boy. I had to go ahead and shot ya. Blocker, back up, quick fast when I got ya. I did Cincy secret shows and I ain't had no sponsors. All I really know is when I'm on it, I just gotcha. I'ma get you, sucker. This freestyle is never stopper. Y'all can go ahead and get a fucking clock. Timer, I gotcha. No cosigner. Goddamn, back days they will play it all cool. Nowadays, don't call me, call Smooth. And I just need the metro. This been on deposits. Y'all young boys been really on it. I be freestyling in tropics. I went down to the Dominican. I just needed to make sure I had some foreign women friends. I came back with all new albums I was getting in. They couldn't understand how this young boy came through and visioning. Nigga, I been grinding my whole life. I had to show him I'm on site. I freestyle this shit just off site. Jay don't know this shit ain't right. I mean this shit just right. And you know who you fucking picking.
I like your wordplay and like how you had fun with it. It was like a conglomerate of like different emotions and, you know what I'm saying, feelings and everything like that in a short span. You know, me being like, you know, I don't want to say an OG, but like having my passion for like hip hop and that delivery, like I really felt like you encompass all of that. You know what I'm saying? In that, man. And that shows in your music as well. You know what I'm saying?
It's a presence. You know, when you got a presence and you show up on the records. You know, it's a time where, you know, people used to do features or people used to get inside of ciphers and it's like, who gonna show up? Yeah. Who gonna really bring it? Who gonna really have the charisma and the showmanship? But at the same time, you gotta have lyricism. You gotta have skills. Like you know, just like you said, like just playing on words and like all of those things are important when you in them ciphers because y'all all generally saying the same thing, but nobody could say it the way you say it. Nobody could think of it. And the thing is, what we was doing on there was an actual freestyle. Like none of that was written. Like, and that I made a point to everybody, like I want to make sure that everybody is freestyling this. And you know, the way that the energy felt is like, yeah, people really got in there and did that, and they it was unwritten, it was fun. Like, you know, me, that's what I do. That's what separated me from a lot of my competition, especially from early on, going out of town, going in front of everybody else, and just learning, like, man, you gotta have something that you've mastered. And with freestyling, like I did 10,000 hours of that, man. I freestyled to take the garbage out, freestyled on the phone, freestyle walking home, freestyled in school. I probably did more freestyling homework, unfortunately. But yeah, but definitely, man.
Well, let's talk about your travels, man. Like some of the cities that you've gone opening up.
Yeah, man, we just
for
did
like a lot of different artists, man.
Man, sheesh. Yeah, we just did A3C this year, man. 2018. That was Lil Wayne's first big concert since the Carter 5 was out. It was a bunch of people there. It was Childish Major, Sweetie, she's a up and coming artist, Key, Wu-Tang Clan, Dipset. It kind of ended early due to, you know, and people just being overexcited in Atlanta, but it was a super dope experience, man, to be a part of that, to have your name attached to something like that. Right. Super dope seminars. But I've done that. We did Warren G this year. Yeah. I've probably met so many people and done so many shows, man, with just celebrities and people that, like I was raised on Warren G. Like the fact that like you know you get raised on Regulator, you get raised on like Do You See What I See, and then it's like I get to meet this guy, right, and actually get to tell him in person, like, hey man, like thank you, and anybody that has impacted me, that's the only thing I'm gonna tell them. Thank you, man. Thank you for.
Well, how has some of these artists that you've been able to connect with, that you looked up with, impact you in terms of like your artistry?
You know what's wild is a lot of the people I met. It's a multitude of things, because it's like some of these people I'm learning how to move just looking at them. Other people, due to their lack of embracing me, I learned how the industry could be when you're not there yet. Yeah. And they're a reminder, like, because you know when you get there and the people that are embracing you, you forget that like I'm unsigned and I'm the only person without a deal here. And then you're in a room full of people who have record deals, who, you know, they're already with Warner Brothers, already with Dr. Dre already. They already got their cosigns. And then it's you. And then it's like when they don't embrace you, it's like, oh man, I'm not here yet. And I just got to learn, like, there are people that will give you that chance, and then there are people that's just business. It doesn't matter who you are.
So with your travels and your connections outside the city, let's talk about like your growth inside of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that song that you really felt connected with the city? You know what I'm saying? That really brought them on, like, yo, like, I rocks with.
Yeah, you know what, man? Was wild is I had a record called Riot City, and Riot City was like the theme song for Cincinnati. It was like, you know, leaving off of the riots that happened, and like, you know, the rawness, the frustration. It was right up my alley for what I was going for. And that record, like the night I put it out, I think it was like I put it out, it did like 300 plays. Like I went to sleep, I woke up, and it was at like 7,000 plays. Like it was like moving around, and I just was like, my heart dropped. I was like, oh my God, like people like this. And at that time, like I was putting out so many records, and like it was like records that picked up and dropped and picked up and dropped. Then it was this one record that picked up, and it was like, hey, if you spend a little bit more money, we could put these in more DJ pools. And I was like, nah, because I don't want to be remembered as a guy that made this kind of record. But Riot City was a record like I die behind this record. Like if this is the only record y'all know me by, I do this. And Riot City, I feel like Riot City got a lot of attention. And it like once it broke 10,000, I was like, yo, this is like my biggest record to date. And it was dope. And it just made me realize, like, you just got to keep going. But yeah, Riot City was
that's that consistency that you learned early on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And that's all right. So that's a good look. Let's talk about, you know, your team starting off. You know what I'm saying, with your music and everything. Who was you rocking with in terms of like producing your music? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Yeah. early partnerships?
The earliest partnership that I had was with Benny Hayes, and what's weird is like I got with him trying to build my sound early, but we didn't like really put out like records that he produced until like years later, which is weird because like typically, you know, you get like a Jay-Z Pharrell or like a Snoop and Dre where like they're starting early and he's rapping to things that he produced early, but it just didn't work like that. We just kind of, he recorded me early, and then like I bounced around and had a lot of different people. Like once I got with Arcane Beats, a Chimera Records, that's when we like really start honing in and being like, okay, now we about to do something with this, and we about to actually like have like real rollouts and plans. And so yeah, so like Arcane Beats, if you ask me, like as a label, that was my first start, like as a label. Like as an independent act, like Benny Hayes was the first person I like started something with. But like as far as like me rapping over, collaborating with a producer or an overall thing, it was Arcane Beats for sure.
And as an artist, I know like trying to connect with like different producers and everything, like being on the same page, the same level, you know what I'm saying, in terms of your sound and the execution that you want has to be a little, it can be a little, you know what I'm saying, frustrating.
Yeah.
So I gotta get kind of serious with you real quick. You know what I'm saying? You're artist, you know what I'm saying, producing good music, good following, everything like that. You definitely making noise, buzzing in the city, outside the city, and everything like that. Do you feel like you're in your position now? Do you feel like your position now, in terms of music, artist connectability, and everything like that, is a pro or a con?
I feel like it's a pro, but I think that it's a lot more platforms that need to be created or platforms that need to be utilized for it to be something that's as profitable as I see it. I like, you know, for years, man, I feel like there's been a sickness, more or less, like man, we don't support each other, we don't support this, we don't support that. Well, if you come to the shows now, you know, like, I know a lot of artists are supporting each other. And, you know, that's a great thing. But the thing is, we need fanfare. You know what I'm saying? When you go to go to the 90s, go to Houston, like, it was a time where nobody knew who UGK was except for Houston. And you go to them shows, it wasn't rappers there. It was fans of UGK for these people. And here, you might go to a show, it might be like 90 people there, but like 30 to 40 of them make music or rap or produce, or like it's like the artists are seeing other artists. Now, I understand why that happens, because artists understand the time that it takes to make the music that they're making. They understand the artistry, they respect the artistry, and that's why they feel like it's good enough for me to get up, get my clothes on, and go show up. But the thing is, we got to create content that's so good that a fan, that a person that doesn't even make music, but still respects and understands the artistry that we're making, to say, I got to get up and go see this. There's very few people here who have just legit just fans, where if you ask them what do they do, and they just say, I work at Children's, and I just like this artist. Most of these people, especially the people who are like into technical skill, like people that in the technical skill, only rappers show up for that, because they want to see this rapper rap good, versus the fans that want to see this person express themselves and have a good time. Like, I get that, but it's just, we gotta do a better job of obtaining the attention of the fans, because if the music is good enough, if the concert is good enough, a fan will call off work to be there. They will travel to go see it. They will buy the merchandise that you provide. You get what I'm saying? So it's just,
or they'll go and just, you know, call in sick.
Or
call no show.
Or stream it, like, or at least bare minimum just stream it. But it's just like, I feel like there's an extra mile as artists that we need to go that we're not going, because it's a small place. So
what do you think will change that though?
The thing about here is, like, they got to see it first. they need enough examples of it happening, and it's like, you know, oh, it's possible. Now we can do it. You get what I'm saying? Like, they just need more examples. How many examples do we have of somebody that's in hip hop? Like, because there's a lot of people making music. Like, you know, we got Walk the Moon. There's a lot of people who make music that have legit fans that can come here and sell out and kill it. But I'm thinking about like rappers that have fans that are buying merchandise that's flying off the rack, that's, you know, doing consistent show. Like, it's not many examples. When we get an example, they leave, and then there's no longer an example.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Well, I mean, one of the oldest, like, I guess, modes or, you know what I'm saying, blueprints was, like, you got to leave your city to make it. But even before that, it was, like really before, like, social media and everything like that, it was, like, you had to have the city on your shoulders. You had to have them supporting you. You know what I'm saying? Before you can move, because, like, I know, like, A&Rs that will come in, they'll ask, like, you know, who's running the city? Who's the hottest MC? You know what I'm saying? Who's the hottest DJ? And if you're not holding down your city, they wouldn't rock with you. Now, like, with social media, like, you it's like you're not just tapping into your city, you're tapping into multiple cities and everything like that at the same time. So, do you think that's a blueprint that you would follow, or in the future, or something that could work?
It's a hung jury here, though. You get what I'm saying? It's like this. Like, if I'm from the west side of Cincinnati, I can get west side people to vouch for me. Might get some downtown people to vouch for me based off the relationships I made down there.
Right.
But it's somebody in the T that feel like I'm nothing compared to Prince Bob. You get what I'm saying? Then let's flip that. Then there's people out in the T that feel like, man, like, this guy's it. He gonna be the person to do it because the kids like him, boom, boom, boom. Then it'd be like, well, on this side of town, he ain't so welcome here. We not gonna agree on him. When you flip it, let's go to New York. If you take, remember a time when Papoose first came out. This is like alphabetical slaughter time.
Oh yeah.
He was only from one part of New York, but New York agreed, like, nah, put him on, get him through. Fred the Godson, put him through. Troy Ave, put him through. Like, you, Bobby Shmurda, the list goes on and on about. It doesn't matter if he came from Bronx, Harlem, Manhattan. It didn't matter where he came from. When he came out, they agreed that this is the person that's gonna move the units. This is the person that's gonna do it. Now they got some really suspicious characters that's running New York, but at the same time, they at least agreed. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's weird that, like, Trippie Redd is, like, moving ridiculous units right now from Ohio, and it's like, we don't need, like, everywhere but, like, I don't see Trippie Redd destroying Cincinnati radios or, you know what I mean, or Columbus, or when we go to Cleveland. Like, I don't hear Trippie Redd every 5 minutes. Like, I just feel like we have to agree. And maybe, but what would it take for them to agree? That's a really interesting question.
Because that was going to be my next question. I'm like, you
take?
answering all the questions that I'm asking.
And the only thing I would say is it got to be some music so undeniable that they ain't got no choice but to agree. And I feel like that's what I got. I feel like that's what it is. That's like, the people that heard, they know. Like, yeah, this is the one that's gonna do it.
All right, so let's talk personal. Like, outside of you being an artist, man, what's your personal life like?
You know what? My life is music. My life is just is completely wrapped around music. And if it's not like, and that's ill because it's like most people like got a hobby or something that they like. Nah, I'm really just it's all music. It's either music or the aesthetics of music. It's either the videos of music or how to you know, or I study. I'm a student. I'm a real, like, music nerd. Like, I like studying music, how things are constructed, how videos are broken down. Like, I'd probably rather watch, like, documentaries on how videos are made than probably anything else. Like,
that's dope, man.
Yeah.
I can tell that, like, you know, certain people's passion are on different levels from other people. You know what I'm saying? And your passion for your music and your craft and learning it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it speaks value. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the people that we respected, man, they cared about this. They cared about every aspect of this. They watched everybody before them and everybody after them, and they helped birth the people that came after them. So, you know, for me, I just want to give the same respect to the people that came before me years and years and years before me, and hopefully, you know, kids could come and say, hey man, like I got through high school listening to you.
Right.
I got through this listening to you. Like even people that's like, hey man, when I used to get out of school, I used to watch your YouTube videos of you freestyling. Like that's still, it's still hard to register that, because it's like that mean you used to like, all right, this person influenced me and how I consistently create. And that's what that's how I started like as far as like building a fan base, because you know it was a time where like mixtapes was like really hot, and I didn't have enough money to just keep putting out mixtapes. So what I did was I just got in front. I had an empty apartment, I had a camera, so I cut a beat on and I just freestyle to it every week. And every week I built that attendance where these kids could come see me and just be like, yo, this guy's really freestyling. And you know, people that didn't believe me, I used to bring them over and freestyle what they had on, and it was nuts. But it was like, that's how I built that. But you know, that comes from watching how other people did it. You know, people from all over the world, I watch like, oh, they build their fan base weekly. They build it from the ground, like, organically,
that grassroots. Yeah, I was about to say that. Like you had to freestyle with the newspaper, like today's date.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
We're gonna rap about what's in the newspaper right
sure.
now to let you know it's real.
Sure.
That's what's up, man. So let me ask you this: like on the plateau that you're on right now, you know what I'm saying, building followers, music, content, and everything like that. What advice would you give to yourself as a younger artist to get you to where you are now, but earlier?
You know what? The one thing I would say is, you know, every person that you meet, every popular person, you gotta be a friend. You ain't gotta shake. Every handshake ain't meant for you, and just, you know, don't sign anything just because you like, oh, I want this so bad that I just gotta sign this. And it's like I've seen TLC. I know how this works. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can go really south here for sure.
Let's talk about the vibe of Cincinnati music right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How do you feel that's bubbling? How do you feel that is comparing collectively? You know what I'm saying? Because one of the things that you mentioned was that, like, we have to come together collectively and vote, or not vote, but just agree, like, yo, this, that person. With so much diversity, like, how do you feel the music scene is here?
I will say and stand by this statement. I feel like Cincinnati is the center of the universe. I feel like everything is here. I feel like there's kids downtown that sound like they from here. Then there's kids there's downtown that sound like they're from the West Coast. Then there's kids downtown that sound like they straight out of, you know, Chirac. You feel what I'm saying? So it just is a lot of different flavors based off the fact that, you know, you don't have to listen to music that's just tailored for your region or your coast. Like, you know, it was a time where, you know, people forget that, like, a lot of the double time technical skill comes from here. A lot of Bone Thugs and Harmony, Twista, like these Malik Youssef, these people rhyming the, you know, the speed of light. You know what I'm saying? And, but now I feel like you can kind of think of A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky is somebody that took the double time flow, dressed like he was West Coast, was from New York, had Houston influences. Like, he was a melting pot. Like, it was a melting pot of everything. And I feel like all of that helps for the listener, because it doesn't make the listener feel so alienated. It's like, oh, I can listen to this guy and he has like a lo-fi sound and he's from Cincinnati. Then I can listen to this guy and this guy's like all out trap. Like, I don't even have to go to Atlanta to get this kind of music no more, because this guy's here is making it. You know what I'm saying? People like Jelati Zoe, Cook with Flair, Terrence Benji.
What can we expect on this next project?
Man, on this next project, there's a lot of honesty, a lot of more mature perspectives, introspection, lyrics, better, way better beats, Well, it better be.
That's just technology. We'll just say technology.
Yeah,
right?
technology. Yeah, technology. Yeah, just because it's more than just the beats. It's the beats, it's the creative decision, the mixing, the aesthetics, everything. But it's more me. You get what I'm saying? It's more me, man. And I feel like every project, I want them to feel like they have a better understanding of who I am. Now, you know, every project isn't a diary, but it's more or less like a reflection of either where I am or where I was. You get what I'm saying? And this album is kind of like in the middle space. Like, it's not literally where I am at this exact moment, but it's from 2016 to right now. Right. Because that was the span that I was making the project.
Right. Yeah, but it still shows that growth, though.
Definitely, man. It's exponential growth, man. When you take from not even like from the first project to now, it's like 2 different people. I can probably like raise and babysit the person I was. But
well, listen, I appreciate your time, sir. Right. Man, always a pleasure chopping it up with you, you know what I'm saying? Dropping knowledge, you know what I'm saying, experience and sharing that, you know what I'm saying, openly connecting, you know, with everyone that's watching this, you know what I'm saying, and everyone that you can possibly connect to, you know what I'm saying? So I expect big things from you, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? I'm confident.
Go reference.
I'm confident that like yo, just like the horizon is right there, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's not even about being on the cusp, man. Like I really see that, you know what I'm saying, in your future. And I appreciate you taking the time and sharing it with me, you know what I'm saying, right now with your boy.
For sure, man. Hey, shout out to Timeless Music, shout out Real Spit, shout out Ohio Players, shout out For the Crib, Chimera Records, man. You feel me? Monty C. Benjamin. You feel me? Knock. Make sure y'all get in confidence. It's coming soon. Buy it, stream it, get a vinyl for your grandma. All of that.
Sliding around trying to find my speed, yeah. So don't mind me, yeah. You know I'm just vibing out, hey. No, don't mind me, I'm just vibing out, hey, hey. No, don't mind me, I'm just vibing out, hey. No, don't mind me, I'm only vibing. So leave me alone one time. I'm vibing, yeah, I'm vibing. I'm vibing. Balance on raps, course. Chase perfection on tracks, sure. Y'all should visit my store.
Do it down the way. For whatever reason, I don't know if it was an accident, but you free to be you now. Once again, you free to rap about anything. You free to sing about anything. So this is the greatest opportunity right now, again, to be you, to be something totally different. So it's like a lot of people say, you know, it's messed up. It's a great opportunity, but you got to jump on it.
You got to jump on it.